Hello everyone, I'm Mark from Visela Capital, and today we are going to be talking about Trendlines, one of the most crucial yet overlooked tools in technical analysis. So, what is a trend line? A trend line is a diagonal line that connects two or more price points on a chart. This line helps us identify the direction and potential reversal points of the market's movement. There are two types of trend lines: the uptrend line and downtrend line. Uptrend lines are drawn from the origin of a bullish move, connecting at least two swing lows moving upwards. They represent a dynamic support level, suggesting that buyers are stepping in at increasingly higher prices. Downtrend lines are drawn from the origin of a bearish move, connecting at least two swing highs sloping downwards. They represent a dynamic resistance level, suggesting that sellers are pushing prices down at increasingly lower levels. Just before we continue, I want you to always remember uptrend lines indicate the market is bullish or that buyers are in control, while downtrend lines indicate that the market is bearish or sellers are in control. Now, how do we use trend lines as a strategy to make profits? Before we get to the end of this video, I'm going to teach you how to accurately use this simple tool called trend lines to build an efficient strategy to make money in the forex market. Stay with me. There are two ways of trading trend lines as a trading strategy. You either trade the trend line bounce or trend line break and retest. Two touches validates a trend line, but the third touch confirms it. It is that third touch you need to wait for before entering either a buy or sell position. That is what the trendline bounce strategy is all about. The trendline break and retest strategy, you will need to wait for a break of a confirmed trend line, which means you need to wait for price to break the trend line after three touches or more. Once price breaks that trend line, you wait for price to retest it before entering either a buy or sell position. So this is the XAU USD chart, and I'm going to be showing you what happened on May 2025. This is FX Replay backtesting tool, and I want you to just follow through while we check what happened. So the sellers seem to be in control. I drew a trend line here because price seemed to be on a bullish run before consolidating and falling. And this fall broke the previous market structure. So as we can see, price changed from bullish to bearish. So we're going to be waiting for price to touch the trend line a third time before entering a sell position. So price has gotten to the trend line for the third time, and we want to take a sell position here and make our stop loss just above the previous swing high. We're going to set a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 4, and let's see what happens then. We're anticipating a sell since price has gotten to the trend line the third time. So price has gotten to the trend line the fourth time, and we hope the trend line holds. Wow, beautiful. So let's see what happens next. So now, price seems to have broken the sell trend line. What we're going to anticipate now is a retest of the same sell trend line, so we can enter a buy position. Price breaking out of this sell trend line means that there is a potential change in market direction from bearish to bullish. So we are going to wait for price to retest this trend line and take a buy position. So yeah, price has retested this sell trend line and we are going to take a buy position, set our stop loss somewhere around here and target 1:4 still. Now let's see what happens. We're expecting price to bounce off this trend line and buy. Okay, price seems to respect it. Okay, already it has gotten to our take profit level. And there's something you need to notice. As market change direction after the break of this trend line, a new buy trend line seems to be forming. So you can see it is going to bounce off this trend line and go higher. So if you are taking this trendline bounce trade, you would have made good money. If you are taking this trendline break and retest trade, you still would have made money. And another trendline bounce trade here again, you would have also made money. So this is how simple using trendline as a trading strategy is. It is by far the simplest and also one of the most efficient concepts in the forex market on how you can make money. I want you to remember a few things. It takes at least two swing points to draw a valid trend line, but it takes three to confirm it. You want to only take trend line bounce trades at the third touch, not at the fourth or the fifth, because the more a trend line is tested, the higher the probability of it breaking out. What that means is the more touches a trend line gets, the weaker it becomes. Also, I would advise you to focus on higher time frames when using this strategy to trade. Trend lines occur on every time frame, even from the 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. But those lower time frames have a lot of noise. So you want to focus on higher time frames like the 1 hour, 4 hour charts. That is where you'd see trend lines playing out the best. Also, when drawing trend lines, do not force it to fit. You draw it from the base of the candle, that is the wick, not the body. You don't draw trend lines from the body of the candle. You draw it from the wick and touch the wick of the other swing point. Don't force it to fit. If you force it to fit, you would be shooting yourself in the foot. So you want to make sure the second touch gets to the peak of the candle, then just extend the line and wait for the magic to happen. Thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. And if you found it educative, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I promise we're going to be bringing many more beginner friendly videos like this to teach you different concepts of forex and financial trading.